Hello everyone! I'm sure you've all heard the news by now, but it's been announced that the Dragon Ball Super Battle of Gods saga is going to get remade, with there being some alterations to the script. Like all of you, I've been eagerly awaiting to see what changes they're going to make, but in the meantime, I've been going through the rest of the story to see how many differences I can spot between the anime and the manga. Some of them are big and some of them are small, but I think they're all neat to know regardless. So join me, Sir Rambles-on-Alot, as today we're going through the next saga in line, the Dragon Ball Super Goku Black saga. I can't wait, so let's dive in. To start off, the anime had 2 padding episodes immediately after the Destroyer tournament. So Beerus dressing up as Monaka and Goku's key erectile dysfunction are not in the manga. The Copy Vegeta saga is also anime only, which sucks because it was so cool seeing Brian Drummond back as the character. Probably for the best though. I mean, after all, who would like an entire saga that's about a villain stealing a main character's body? Anyway, the Goku Black arc is where the anime and the manga sync up. In the opening scene while Trunks is running through Gaza, the manga adds a shot of the newspaper lying on the floor, making it clear what timeline we're in. The anime forgoes this in favor of adding a few shots of Trunks' attacker before the official reveal. We cut straight from this sticky situation to the title card, and then back to Trunks without showing how he escaped. But the manga actually shows a fuel factory getting blown up in the crossfire, giving Trunks enough cover to sneak off without getting lasered. Anime Trunks goes to see Bulma, where they discuss time travel logistics before Bulma gets grabbed and off by Zamasu, who in this shot is looking more like he stole the body of Kenpachi Zaraki instead of Goku for some reason. Or maybe he stole Shigaraki's body, considering he does, this to future Bulma. The manga skips all this in favor of just telling us that Bulma went out like an NPC on a random Tuesday. Farmer Kakarot bringing in his harvest is anime only, and so is Chi-Chi being a good mom and not playing favorites by traumatizing both of her kids equally. Both mediums have Trunks reunite with Mai, but it's immediately after this where the anime places the reveal that Zeno wiped out 6 universes last time he got a case of the Mondays. The manga places this reveal after a long lecture about how time travel works, while Jocko stresses himself even balder trying to explain to Bulma why she shouldn't meddle with the space-time continuum. Also, the anime shows that Trunks was taking care of his grandpa's cat up until they set it free before they time travel. Hey! Bad cat owner alert! Don't they know that indoor cats live an average of 10 years longer than cats that live in timelines where a genocidal god is on the loose? In the manga, they use the sewer system to get back to Capsule Corp, which is smart considering that while Zamasu can track their ki, he can't shoot lasers at them while they're below ground. The anime has Zamasu appear inside a giant tornado, while the manga has him pull this Halloween act by appearing and disappearing at will. Zamasu's first reveal lines up pretty close across both versions, but the manga spoiled his face reveal by having it in 3 different quarter panels leading up to his first unmasking. In the following fight, manga Trunks opens up with a Masenko, which is Piccolo's move. Nice touch in showing that future Gohan taught him that, and is a great showing of Piccolo's legacy, whereas in the anime, that will be his final option before running. The fight also ends a bit differently. While anime Zamasu tries to kill Trunks with a generic energy bomb, manga Zamasu picks up Trunks' sword and tries to skewer him with it. Hardcore. The manga also includes this gag during Trunks' escape where he tries to fly away in the time machine, but gets caught because it's still plugged in. Hey, we've all been there. Back in the present timeline, the anime makes you watch a commercial, even if you already pay for Crunchyroll Premium like I do. The manga isn't much better with the product placement though, but we'll get there. In both versions, Goku has to go get Trunks a Senzu, but since in the anime they were having snack time on Beerus' world, they first need Trunks to charge his ki so Goku can lock onto something with instant transmission. And speaking of Senzu, the game that Mr. Senzu himself was playing is different across versions, with it being Twister in the manga and Limbo in the anime. On an unrelated note, happy belated Pride Month. After waking up from his post-time travel stress disorder nap, Trunks swings on Goku, and the angle at which Goku catches his punch is different depending on the versions. In the manga, Trunks calms down on his own, but the anime has him take a mom buff slap to the noggin, knocking some sense into him. The scene of future Trunks begging for mercy to avoid divine punishment for time travel was also a bit more drawn out, and ended with Bulma having to bribe Beerus with food. and the entire gang bonds over sharing some sausages. On an unrelated note, happy belated Pride Month. After getting briefed on the situation, Manga Bulma is a lot less gung-ho about the plan to go face Goku Black, but she knows they won't listen if she tries to stop them. Anime Bulma is much more excited to defeat him after she learns about her future self's death. The Trunks and Goku fight goes a bit differently, with them starting on the ground in the manga, but taking to the skies in the anime so they can charge up their aura. Anime Trunks also folds the instant Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, but manga Trunks actually manages to power up enough to match Goku's strength, despite him only having Super Saiyan 2, forcing Goku to go Super Saiyan God just to defeat him with raw power. And this is where things really start to get twisted. But where would it be more fit than in the arc about time travel? The manga hops straight from the Trunks Goku fight to another tongue lashing from Beerus. But the anime goes the way of having none other than the CEO of racism himself pull up. The entire first fight against Goku Black and all of the surrounding scenes of the peanut gallery making shock faces are anime only. This would normally be a massive deviation from the story, but it's going to be what most of the differences are like from now on. The manga instead opts for an explanation from Whis about how future Beerus died at the same time future Nahere did, due to the two being linked like Kami and Piccolo. Then we actually get a flashback where we see Trunks did a similar training with Nahere that Gohan did in the present timeline. And we actually got to see how he unlocked Super Saiyan 2. This explanation is pushed back in the anime, and we instead get to see Goku and his evil clone puff out their chests, which ends with the time machine being destroyed. A struggle that never happened in the manga. The anime Z-Warriors almost lose hope as they might be trapped in the present, but Bulma reveals that she kept Cell's time machine that he stole from a version of Trunks and used to get to the present timeline, so she starts refurbishing it, and that's the one the main cast will use for the rest of the arc. Trunks then gives us the rundown on Goku Black's first appearance. Except in the anime, he gives this speech to present Mai only. I'd say it's probably smarter to explain it to the adults instead of the grade schoolers, but let's face it, Goku probably has the IQ of a grade schooler. To help Trunks recover from seeing his girlfriend die, the Z-Warriors take him out to dinner, and we get a shot hinting future Mai may not be dead, as Scratch proves that cats won't even wait a day to eat their owner after they've died. Side note, this is a pretty cool transition, as we get a contrast of Scratch in the future outside of the restaurant that's been blown to smithereens, to Scratch in the present outside of the restaurant still standing. I'll admit, I typically prefer Dragon Ball Super's manga over the anime, but this is one change where the anime blows the manga out of the water, as instead of going out to dinner, he goes out to see the man who would have been his best friend, Gohan. Seeing a reunion between these two, as well as Trunks getting to relive his time with future Gohan, it's miles better than getting a random family dinner. Present Zamasu's introduction is incredibly different, as the anime introduces him in a peaceful tea party scene, while the manga has his violent nature come out swinging in full force by showing him fighting with Kibito. His evil personality also gets hinted about in different ways. Anime Gowasu praises Zamasu's skills, stating that the purity of the tea he's brewed reflects his pure personality. But once Zamasu starts rambling on about how much he hates mortals, the tea becomes cloudy. The manga, on the other hand, has Gowasu give a visual aid by using the time rings to show him a different civilization on a different planet. This is also where the time rings are shown for the first time in the manga, and we're told that someone in the Universe 12 invented time travel before the main cast, which pops back up later. This has huge implications, but exactly how this mystery person changed the timeline remains unexplained. Zamasu's malevolence then surfaces in the form of him killing an alien, which Gowasu comments on, saying that he could have just teleported away, showing that not only is Zamasu bloodthirsty, but he knows that an alternative to killing exists and just chooses not to use it. Since the anime team saw Zamasu in the flesh, Beerus grabs Goku, and they go straight to the person who has the same key signature, while in the manga, they play Mario Kart. Okay, pause. This is so weird to me. In the middle of setting up for the conflict of this arc, there's just a random game night. I spent hours online trying to find out if this was a promotional campaign for some Dragon Ball racing game, or like, maybe an attraction at a theme park somewhere. Because this is not just a fleeting moment. It lasts 7 pages. The same amount of time that JoJo dedicated to the 7-page Muda is dedicated to the God of Destruction getting smoked with a blue shell. Oh well. The explanation for why Zamasu targeted Goku is different across both versions. Anime Zamasu was ironically inspired to create the Zero Mortals plan directly by Beerus and Whis, who were the reason he learned about both the Time Rings and Goku. And it's in the sparring match against Goku where he learns about Goku's strength and decides to take his body. Manga Zamasu, by contrast, doesn't learn about Goku until footage of the Destroyer tournament gets leaked on a streaming site used by the gods called GodTube, and goes viral thanks to a cameo from Zeno. Speaking of going viral, don't forget to like and hype the video. Really helps me out. Thank you. Speaking of GodTube, this is such a ridiculous way to set things up that I love it. It's so silly, it feels like something early Dragon Ball Toriyama would have written. And that's what I think current Dragon Ball needs more of. There's a funny anime exclusive scene where Trunks learns that Krillin betrayed the Bro Code in a major way by marrying the woman who helped wipe out his timeline. And it's here where the anime places the scene of Goasu and Zamasu taking a time tour using the time rings. Meanwhile, the manga team still has no clue who Goku Black could be. They summon Nahure to give them the lowdown on if any Kais have been getting blackpilled lately. Funnily enough, Nahure thinks it might be Kibito due to his distaste of mortals. Both versions of Beerus have their day ruined by Zeno summoning Goku to their palace. And it's here in the anime where we first learn about the life link between Supreme Kais and their destroyer gods. The meeting with the Omni King is basically one-to-one no matter which version you're consuming. After getting the button, anime Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks head to the future for the first time, while the manga cuts straight to Zamasu at Lord Zuno's planet, learning about how to use the Super Dragon Balls. Zuno, angry at being threatened, tips off Kibito, who tells the gang what Zamasu has been up to. And it's here where the gang realizes that Zamasu is Goku Black. The anime and the manga now sync up here, except manga Beerus goes on a side quest. The manga cuts an encounter with some resistance soldiers, which I prefer because it gives Trunks' world a much more desolate feeling. The timeline that was already hanging on by a thread is now so barren that there might only be 1 or 2 people in an entire city. The manga has Goku not knowing what a kiss is right before the first round with Zamasu. The anime will push it back a bit further. After linking back up with Future Mai, Goku and Vegeta have their first attempt at beating Zamasu. In the anime, the fight opens with Goku Black already able to shrug off Vegeta's blows like it's nothing. And once he breaks out Super Saiyan Rose, it's game, set, and match. The manga, on the other hand, takes things in a much different direction, as Vegeta shows Goku Black that he just went from a casual to a ranked lobby. Manga Goku Black is forced to make a stop at Super Saiyan on his way to Rose. Vegeta also gets a lot more smack talk in, which is what this arc really needed. There's not nearly enough dunking on Zamasu for hating mortals, yet needing a mortal body to execute his plan. Anime Goku jumps into the fight. While in the manga, we get to see what Beerus' side quest is. He confronts Zamasu while having the Supreme Kai of Universe 7 use the time ring to confirm that Zamasu kills Goasu in the future. A scene we actually get to see play out in the anime. The manga does this really neat thing, where present Zamasu goes mask off and starts talking about his form of justice, contrasted against him getting his ass beat in the future, showing the result of his justice that he claimed was worth killing so many. And both versions meet their end at the same time. However, someone jumps in to save Goku Black. The manga saves the reveal that future Zamasu has teamed up with Zamasu from the present as this big twist, but the anime just has him step out and show himself in a, "Hey, I'm here too," kind of way. A decision that's very confusing if I do say so myself. The manga gives us an explanation for why Zamasu wanted to recruit another version of himself. By injuring himself and having another version use healing magic, he can manipulate the Zenkai boosts for free power-ups like Vegeta did on Namek. Mai suggests that they use the Senzu to do the same thing, but Trunks says that the Zenkai probably has diminishing returns, which is why Goku and Vegeta haven't gotten any. But since anime Goku Black was already fighting on par with Vegeta, none of this explanation is present. And the Zenkais aren't mentioned at all during this arc. After a Senzu, manga Vegeta jumps straight back into the action, and we get a recreation of his and Goku's famous cross counter, which is actually an homage to Ashita no Joe. But anime Vegeta stays down a bit longer, while Goku and Trunks face Black and Zamasu. It's here after the Zenkai that manga Black unlocks Super Saiyan Rose, and with Zenkai spamming, he overpowers Vegeta, forcing Goku to jump in. In both versions, anime Trunks and manga Goku get a kill shot in on Zamasu, revealing that he wished for immortality. And manga Zamasu adds insult to injury by revealing that his injury was just a misdirect to destroy the Senzu. Both Zamasus defeat Goku in different ways, with manga Zamasu using his ki powers to throw Goku away, and anime Zamasu pulling this cool suicide except not suicide because I can heal combo with Goku Black. To escape this god level ass whooping, in the manga, future Trunks busts out the classic solar flare, while the anime has the resistance fighters blind Zamasu 1 and Zamasu 2 with smoke grenades. And this might just be one of the dumbest moments in the whole arc. You're telling me that the gods got foiled by a little tear gas? Couldn't a single Ki clear it? Whatever, dude. The Saiyan trio escape in the anime, with Mai hopping off the boat at the last second for some reason. The manga has future Trunks stay with her. They pull off this genius switcheroo, knowing that Black would find them because Mai can't hide her ki, similarly to how Dende couldn't hide his from Vegeta on Namek. They use Mai as a lure to bait Goku Black, hoping he would think they sacrificed Mai to escape. However, making him think they escaped was actually just a plot to get him to lower his guard, as Trunks, who was hiding his key signature, takes this opportunity to try to do Zamasu like Yuta did Kenjaku. But Zamasu tells him that unfortunately there's no bushes around. It's only after the first failed attempt to defeat him that Zamasu's backstory is told in the anime. And it's a small difference, but telling. In the manga, the two are healed because Goku has watched their senzu get torched enough times that he had the sense to leave some spare beans behind. Rare moment of sentience from Goku. But the anime gave the explanation that the present timeline still had some Zenzu because Goku dropped a few while sitting on the toilet. It's like they know what pisses us off and are doing it intentionally. Speaking of unnecessary mistakes, Anime Beerus obliterates Zamasu in the present timeline, but Trunks doesn't perk up because he knows that this won't change his timeline, just like killing Cell didn't. However, Beerus claims that if someone gets killed by a destroyer god, they're erased across all of space and time. But Goku Black survives because they're supposedly the exception if you're wearing a time ring. This is so weird to me, because they just didn't have to create the situation where they needed this loophole. They could have just kept playing by the already established rules of time travel, which is what the manga does. Is this giving anyone else a headache? Maybe manga Trunks is having a better time than I am. Turns out he is not, because two much stronger opponents are 2v1ing him. Anyone else getting major deja vu right now? Trunks and Mai are saved by Nahare and Gowasu, using the future time rings to snatch them out of danger, before they can catch an evil Kamehameha. This is now where things get even more wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey. The manga actually has one fewer trips to the future than the anime. In the manga, it's made clear that this is the gang's last shot at saving the future, which is why Vegeta goes to train, and Goku starts to learn the Mafuba. But in the anime, they'll need to get manhandled one more time before they lock in. I will say that this is something the manga did much better, as the anime doesn't do anything in this attempt that puts them closer to beating Zamasu. Goku crashing out over his family being killed, and Trunks unlocking Super Saiyan Rage, while both are cool, neither one of them advance the plot, thus making it amount to little more than padding. Oh yeah, Bulma also accompanies the group on the second trip to the future. I'm not sure why, she doesn't exactly do much. It's here in the anime, during the second failed attempt to beat Black, where Trunks decides to stay in the future and fight. We're also not shown how he makes his escape, which is a pretty glaring flaw considering that both versions of this fight had him basically on the ropes. The prelim fight before round 3 is different across both versions. In the anime, before Goku and Vegeta show up, Mai tries to kill Goku Black with a special bullet.
Another reason I'm so eager to see them.
She fails, obviously, because you can't just kill off a major villain like that, which causes Trunks to have to run interference for her. While the manga has Zama 1 and Zama 2 polish off the remaining mortal population, meaning we won't get a Sword of Hope because there's no one left to charge a Sword Spirit Bomb. This stops when Gowasu from our timeline pops in and gives one last Hail Mary to get Goku Black to see the error of his ways. Doesn't work though, and we get Black's "This is the third time I've killed you" speech, which is the definitive proof that no hint of good remains in him, and marks a point of no return, which the anime never really puts a fine emphasis on. Just as it looks like it's curtains for Gowasu, manga Trunks starts to get emotional, and Gowasu has this sudden burst of energy, making it seem like Goku Black just missed his kill shot. Keep this in mind for later. Goku and Vegeta show up, and both versions engage in some pre-fight smack talk. Only in the anime, the time machine catches a second stray in the same arc, which also puts a wrinkle in the evil containment wave plan, as the jar was in the time machine when it got DeLorean'd. In the manga, this didn't happen because Goku kept both of them safe in capsules. The fight begins, with anime Goku Black trying to make more use of his Ki Sword, which he didn't do in the manga. This fight also has a few scenes of Goku stopping Zamasu from interfering, while in the manga, Goku gets the survivors to safety first. Then we have the biggest difference in this fight, which is God to Blue switching. Manga Vegeta shows off his power-up by using Super Saiyan God to maneuver around, and only switching to Super Saiyan Blue at the moment of impact to maximize damage while conserving ki. Regulars from my channel might recognize this as a repackaged idea from Toyotaro's fan manga, Dragon Ball AF, so check out the videos I made on that to learn more. While really astute Dragon Ball fans might recognize this as the final form of Goku's idea on Namek to only use the Kaioken in short bursts to minimize the strain on his body. Instead of all of this, in the anime he has just generic, "my powers have doubled since we last met" talk. Anime Goku Black responds to Vegeta's power-up by imitating him using anger as the source of his strength, and the result is him creating a sight that can tear the fabric of reality. While in the manga, after the Mafuba fails, the two are basically punching bags until they form Zycor. The fight goes on for longer in the anime, including all kinds of BS. Like multiple Goku Blacks coming to the Terra in reality, Trunks taking Zoom classes to learn the evil containment wave, and Bulma stalling Zamasu by offering to create a Kai-human hybrid. Side note, the anime staff was really attached to this pose, weren't they? In both versions, the Mafuba plan fails, but with a few slight differences. In the anime, Trunks is actually the one who pulls it off, but the trap fails because Goku forgot to grab the talisman. In the manga, Goku is the one who pulls it off, but it fails because instead of the talisman, he accidentally grabbed Roshi's strip club coupon. The anime uses Zamasu's drop in power after escaping the Mafuba as an excuse for the two to fuse, while the manga has it happen because the two are getting their asses whooped. They even bicker over which of the two of them is holding the other back, getting to the point of almost trading blows over it. The new "Does my OC stand out?" boss starts trading beam clashes with the main cast in the anime. While in the manga they stick mostly to martial arts based combat. Fuse Zamasu also throws around more Kai powers in the manga, while the anime leaned more towards the God of Justice aesthetic by giving him a halo and having him rain executioner swords. The opening act also differs a little bit, as the anime has the father-son Gaelic gun, and Goku using the blue Kaioken in an attempt to take down the Justice God. It doesn't work, but it does manage to make half of Zamasu all drippy. When it comes time to fuse, the manga just restates Vegeta's hatred of fusion, and he and Goku pull their little tag team act once again, with Trunks not even getting a slice of the action. When it's time to actually bust out Vegito, the anime has Vegeta fold almost instantly. But manga Vegeta needs a pep talk from Trunks about how his version of Bulma always wanted to someday use the time machine to go back and visit, so she could see Vegeta while he was still alive and happy. Thinking about a version of his wife that died with her only dream being able to spend time with him again fully convinces Vegeta to drop his pride and fuse. Anime Vegito opens by going blue right off the bat, while manga Vegito says hello with a massive ki blast that atomizes Zamasu's right arm, following by using their last senzu right before the fight. Vegito rage-baiting Zamasu is pretty consistent across both versions, and the fight's culmination is much more climactic in the anime. In the manga, Vegito splits apart before they even had time to print 1 billion resin figures of him, and Zamasu immediately dominates the fight again. The anime draws out the fight with Vegito a bit more, with Blue Jito at least getting to put Zamasu on the ropes before Trunks hits him with a Spirit Bomb sword, slicing Zamasu apart. This attack at first looks like it vaporizes Zamasu, and the anime transitions to the end of the arc. But the manga still has a little bit to go. After the split in the manga, Zamasu has some fun with portals, using them to instantly warp his punches in front of Goku and Vegeta's faces. It's here where the Peanut Gallery drops the line about how people who are apprentices of the Supreme Kai like Kibito gain healing powers, which was the entire reason Zamasu wanted another version of himself. Trunks butts in, saying that he became one of those before future Nahare died, and that's when the dots are connected, making him realize that Gowasu didn't survive the lightsaber to the gut because of plot. Trunks subconsciously used his healing powers. Thanks to this, the manga gets another phase to this boss battle, with them deciding to heal Goku so he can go into the fight fresh. Fully refreshed, Goku gets back into the fight, unlocking a new version of Super Saiyan Blue that has minimal ki leakage, which is a recurring part of their training. As of now, this form is still manga exclusive. Another thing manga exclusive, Goku even hits a Hakai, trying to get around Zamasu's immortality by wiping him from existence. It might have even worked if Goku kept pressing, but Zamasu uses his portals to take Mai hostage. This is the point where Trunks jumps in. The fusion also happens to crap out, but Zamasu's immortality interprets it as damage, and tries to heal 2 separate bodies back into one. Trunks helps by cutting that umbilical cord, and shows that once again, he's the only Z-Warrior that gets to business, by taking this opportunity to plant a sword in Goku Black's Goku back. It's here in the aftermath of the battle against merged Zamasu where the manga and the anime timelines link up, with both versions having wildly different interpretations of Infinite Zamasu. The anime depicts it as him merging with reality itself, becoming a more omnipotent, incorporeal force. The manga instead had Zamasu's immortality spread to Goku Black when they split apart, and both halves regenerate into 2 separate fused Zamasus. And like a starfish, each body part that they blow off regenerates into another Zamasu. Both versions have the Great Reset, with the only caveat being as the gang is trying to flee in the manga, Zamasu threatens to use the time machine mentioned earlier to hunt them down, a threat that he did not get to follow up on. After the return and some brief chit-chat, the anime crew decide to go back immediately to get future Zeno and bring him to current Zeno, but the manga crew waits until the evening when they're eating dinner. The ending scene where Whis promises to use his divine power of lazy writing to make sure that Trunks and Mai can return to a Zamasu-free timeline is pretty one-to-one, with the only difference being that manga Trunks changed into a special shirt, just in case you forgot what manga you are reading. And anime Trunks gets this one touching goodbye scene with Gohan. Come to think of it, I think manga Gohan sat this entire arc out. Weird. Won't be the last time Gohan is just missing from an arc. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, then don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss a future upload. I've had a blast revisiting the series so far, and even though we only have one arc left, it might be the arc that was most affected by the difference between manga and anime pacing out of them all. These differences might not be super impactful to the story, but I do think analyzing them reveals a lot about the thought process of the various writers. It's kinda cool seeing how 2 different writing teams can make the story unfold in 2 different ways. And if you agree, I hope you'll keep coming along. So until next time, don't forget to work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. And I'll try to do the same. Peace.